Today, Gachen Rinpoche is joined with us. Look.
Oh, where?
Can you see that? I can see that. But
I can't.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So can you hear me? I'm
Yes,
using this earbud. So
can you hear? Yes.
Okay. Oh. 用几次那么着来，第三天跟拉的什么，等就把跟你下的手。让其和因为买一本很有梦的女娃，马可我前辈曾经梦。用哈摩车接下的手，爹娘你觉啦嘛西巴，他也是个地上。他眼被里完了，眼有多个画面下的手，我不高啊，让个风里光奔。用真的他们下的手，三郎兄眼泪一起啦，你是真被我瞧见。这个是想穷吧呢，可你没见他们下的手，让其样的歌动了你心想。见证着真正的喜悲，其实断了梦吧了，勇敢前进他们下的手。临战能铁残月间，看见的他也没
Thank you. So now we're going to meditate, short meditation together first. Everyone, just relax your body, relax your mind. Close your eye. Your mind be with your body. Your mind be with your breath. Breathe. Body, mind connecting together. Cultivate precious human body. Appreciate ourselves, yourself. Appreciate yourself, free from lower ends. Recognize all the we have conditions, all the positive conditions connect with the Dharma. Free from all the negative conditions. Recognize. Very hard to get precious human body and also hard to connect with the Dharma. We are free from all the negative conditions, circumstances. We have all these conditions, positive conditions. Then cultivate impermanent meditation. Everything is changing. Nothing is permanent. All this precious human body also impermanent. It's very hard to get, very easy to lost. So we have this precious human body we have to use for something correct, good, create good karma. Or the happiness is come from virtuous deeds, or suffering is come from no virtuous deeds. Cultivate karma cause and effect. We all want happiness, no one wants suffering. All sentient beings want happiness. Where is happiness come from? Is virtuous deeds. Virtuous deeds is all good intentions, thinking about others. Result is happiness. Coming for others, thinking about our own benefit. Result is suffering. So cultivate karma cause and effect. Understand that. Then thinking about all this defect of samsara, meditate the defect of samsara. no attached to samsara, wherever we are reborn, nowhere, no any place have happiness, no any place have peace, permanent happiness. So we want free from suffering and want to liberate. So no, all these mother sentient beings, everyone happiness, but create causes of suffering. We wish all mother sentient beings have happiness, which causes of happiness. All these mother sentient beings bring any one, like you hit to someone, so bring that person is in your mind, wish that person have happiness, include all sentient beings. You can ask everyone is used to our mother, and then we wish all sentient beings have a free from suffering, causes of suffering. In this time, due to the sickness, so many people has suffering difficulties. Some is due to the sickness, some is due to the poverty. So due to these circumstances, lots of conditions, so many ways get different ways of suffering. We recognize all everyone free from suffering, include all animals, lower end beings free from suffering. Cultivate bodhicitta. We want to have this all sentient beings, mother sentient beings. That's the reason we're going to listen and teaching, contemplate, meditate. This practice we wanted to become Buddha, so wanted to have for other beings. Also we listening, cultivate, study, meditate this teaching. Wish this teaching benefit for others. Then visualize Yadam deity Tara. So today is a supplication to Tara, and you can visualize the white Tara, green Tara, any Tara. Visualize. Then visualize Ru Guru. No. Go to your mind, meditate, recognize Yadam deity, Ru Guru, our nature mind is inseparable. You know, mentally take the refuge to Tara. The supplication to Tara, pray and realize nature mind. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'll offer you coffee. Okay, so ready?
Khenpo, can I ask a question from yesterday?
Yes.
On slide 421, it says, it's talking about the dependent origination of absolute nature. Can you explain about that a little bit more?
So, where is that one? Is I have a book and I didn't have slideshows right now.
Oh.
Can you read it, Sandra? That might help me find it.
I'm trying to look in the book too. The slide says the dependent origination of the absolute nature spoken of here is suchness itself. It says the subtle level of interdependence of the aggregates. Well, I mean, it's just really talking about the interdependence of the ultimate truth, which I don't understand very well at all.
I also don't understand very well the areas because we need to really get the realize the realization. They understand.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So I understand what you're talking about. It's very hard to understand the area. I think both is 484 area. So however, the dependent origination, the area, right? However, the dependent origination of absolute nature spoke over here is the suchness itself. It is the subtle level of interdependence of the aggregates that serve as the basis of imputation. In other words, by establishing this as the basis of reasoning. So, and to understand dependent causation, we needed to understand the interdependence of cause and effect. Simply put, understand. Where is that exactly there? Your question is all phenomena are completely subsumed within interdependent origination.
You passed it already. I mean, you read over that spot.
You read again.
How about this part? In other words, by establishing this as the basis of reasoning, we see that there is an ultimate nature to be actualized, and that this is the ultimate subtlest level of interdependence.
Kind of, I can see, but it's like, I don't know, I cannot find where is that exactly.
Kind of in the middle of the page, a little higher than the middle.
It's 84.
Yes. Okay,
It's
by
in the
establishing, in other words, right? By establishing this as the basis of reasoning, we see that there is an automatic nature to realize where is a subtle level of interdependence. So you mean that section or however or?
Yeah, I mean, just the idea that the absolute truth level still has a subtle level of interdependence. Just this idea.
So if the idea is just if you wanted to know the absolute truth, we have to understand a very subtle level interdependent, not only just gross level interdependent. Then you really understand the emptiness. If you understand all the subtle level interdependent.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
If you wanted to know the subtle level interdependent, we have to know the gross level interdependent first. So you know the gross level interdependent, then go more subtle. So you know the subtle level interdependent, then you understand the emptiness. Yeah.
Okay.
Make sense or no?
It makes more sense. Thank you.
So then everything, actually all these phenomena is included interdependent. So you cannot find nothing any other than interdependent. So everything's interdependent. Whatever says which kind of factories or this, companies, science, or this like 5 different the major topics is are talked there. That's everything is included, subsumed into the interdependent.
Would you say the Dharmakaya is interdependent?
Dharmakaya is subtle level recognize emptiness. That emptiness is Dharmakaya. The subtle level, so subtle level interdependent, then you recognize absolute truth, right? Yes.
Yes.
So you said that, okay, that's absolute truth. It's a Dharmakaya then.
Okay. Thank you. It's way above me. Thank you.
Yes, way above us. So first we have to know the gross level interdependent. So then that helps recognize as more subtle level interdependent. So you know the subtle level interdependent, then you understand emptiness. You know the emptiness, then you know the what means Dharmakaya. So then another method is just hit shoes your head. See, that's why Telopa say, I have nothing to show. If you just see yourself, you will be free. So that is the called pit instruction. So yogis use that way, pit instruction, and followed by the philosophy. Then we just, understanding gross level interdependent. Then understanding using logic, investigate subtle level interdependent. Then you know the emptiness. Then you can understand the like absolute truth. That is another method to recognize absolute truth. Then another method is the student purify karma, and then you need some special teacher, and then need shoes. So then have to hit in the head, realize absolute truth. So that is another method there. Okay. So now we go to the page, I don't know, the book is just 94. It's yesterday. We continue teaching. So after the Telopa hit shoes, so we finish that chapter, the root text. So no root text is Thong ne kompar mezipar. We leave there, right? Yesterday, Thong ne kompar mezipar. It's seeing but not familiarizing with it through practice. I think we lived there yesterday. So then, of course, this section also, what I understand is like different, many different methods there. So philosophy, seeing is, and also usually the teacher introducing nature mind, seeing is a different method. So same is like before there, just saying that you have questions like, we first understand the gross level and then use logic, gross level interdependent, then use logic, investigate, understand the subtle level, interdependent, then go into the absolute truth. So that is the more philosophy way understanding absolute truth, emptiness. So then another method is like special teacher, special students, special teaching, use some method, recognize absolute truth. So that's both is in there. And here in this today, also seeing but not familiarizing with it through practice. So this section also, what I understand has the two differences there too. because one is just followed by the philosophy way, seeing. Another is, of course, we have our Ru Guru, special teacher, and then through our devotion and special, Pita instructions, understanding, seeing our natural mind. So there's two difference. The philosophy, study philosophy, and example, use gradually one by one, and seeing is called first Pimi Bodhisattva. First Pimi Bodhisattva. So that seeing is actually who has already realized. Seeing is realized. So that seeing is, of course, very, like stable, or just kind of more people who study like a long time, and one by one, like all the way, get up the seeing level. It's different. That get seeing levels take long time. So that is the follow the sutra tradition, philosophy way, Mayaminka teaching. So the seeing has like two different, Pita instruction seeing, and also this philosophical, like one by one take longer way to seeing. It's different. So I shared this section before, use the examples, use example is, this philosophical seeing is, we all the way study, investigate, one by step, then graduate, accumulation, engage, then get seeing part. When you get in the seeing part, you already get realized, you are already absolute truth understand. You have that realized. So that is become very stable, and no questions. That person is like easy to get Buddhahood. That is like as shared before. Example is like someone work very hard. They buy the land, they build the house. The person, of course, they work hard, they make money and buy the land, and then they build the house. They check everything. This house is like what they need in there, because the area, which kind of disaster, natural disaster they have. So you have to check that, and they build the house. They knows what they need, the area, like get at the house. So that is a 100% your house. You knows whole thing. You build this house yourself, and become very stable. You knows everything. Your whole house you knows, and you never going to lose that house because you build yourself, and all is like become very stable. Even you don't have a job, you never going to lose that house. So like that is followed by the philosophy where like step by step comes out, and then that is like same is the seeing, realizes, understand. Then another hand is this Pita instruction follows. Pita instruction follows. So just a good teacher, good teaching, and the student who has sharp faculties, who has good accumulation merit, they get all this comes together. That just teacher introducing, you understanding absolute truth, like kind of seeing means like you recognize your natural mind. So that is the same as like someone has just circumstances to have money to buy the house. You buy the house, or maybe you get good job, buy the house. Yeah. You buy the house, you get good job, you buy the house, but you don't know how the house or the situation. So you just bought. If you lose a job, you can be lose your house, right? So same thing, and the teachers who introduce you nature mind, and you realize you seeing means like you see your nature mind. If you don't practice, you can be lost. Same is like you have to work very hard to go get your maintaining your job. Otherwise, if you not maintaining your job, you can be lose your house, right? So it's the house is the same. Even you build yourself, you build the house, or you buy the house, it's the same, but big many different situations there. Because one is very stable, you lose job, you don't lose your house, and also you lost everything, whole house. You lost everything. Something wrong, you can fix easily. You know whole things. But others, you just buy the house right away. You don't know anything. You have a house, but you can be lose because you lose job. You can be lose your house. So that kind, this in this situation. So that's why many people are confused. So in the philosophy, this sutra traditions, the take long time, like study and investigate, understanding, and take time. First, of course, study, cultivate, then you meditate. Get is like take longer time. If take longer time, but one time you seeing the mind, never lost. It's very stable. So the seeing is like kind of already stable, and we cannot say permanent the words, but it's you have like 100% kind of like stable. And the other hand is like you seeing but not stable. That is like more like looks like for us, because we have these Pita instructions, we receive these teachings, we know how to meditate, like kind of like okay, say like stay in the natural mind, mostly in the right now. This our like Gachi Rinpoche's disciple or many I know other teachers also disciples that knows how to meditate, Mahamudra and the Dzogchen, but they are not stable. So the seeing means like when you into meditate, your mind is seeing. So, but we have to practice. Practice. If we don't practice, we can be lost. So other hand is like you get the level, is like already practice, like you get the level, you never lost. Sometimes we use like this is called opening the back door, back door, you get the place, right? You don't go to, everyone goes like same door, but you get behind door to get the same place. So sometimes it like this the security, you don't see you get at the back door and you get in the same place, but the security also, if you know, so like you get back door, maybe they get rid of you again. So kind of like that kind of many different examples there. And this one is followed by both. So you have to know, that's why it's sometimes like so hard. Wow, we get there is, oh, we already get great. But some way, oh, I get there, but I can be lost. We are not stable. So different situations. Seeing, but not familiarizing. So this Tara is like, see, not really followed by the, philosophy way. See, it's kind of our situation. Seeing, we can seeing means like we can see natural mind through our Pita instruction, but not familiarizing with it through practice. If we don't practice, we can be lost. So on the path of seeing, the first pimi of the Bodhisattva. This is the first pimi Bodhisattva is called seeing path. So that is through the philosophy tradition, seeing pimi. That Bodhisattva is very stable. 100% is a stable seeing path. The Bodhisattva. The glimpse into the absolute true nature of Dharmata is compared in the Uttara Tantra to a newborn baby. See the sun for the first time. So the seeing means like this is the example what seeing means. Seeing means like newborn baby see the sun for the first time. So like that, you know, when you meditate, you really see your mind nature. That is your seeing. Okay, so the seeing is you seeing the absolute truth. But sometimes we don't recognize. Sometimes we don't recognize what we're seeing. So these examples are like newborn baby see the sun, but they don't know the sun. They just see the lights or something, you know, they think, oh, I see the light, but they don't think, oh, I see the sun. They don't recognize. The baby at the pond can only see light and cannot realize that he or she is seeing the sun. Yeah? That this baby seeing the sun? Yes. Same thing. Seeing path, first seeing path practitioners see the absolute truth, but they don't recognize. So that's kind of like sometimes we meditate, we see the, you know, our nature, but we don't recognize. We don't recognize. In the same way, illustrious beings in the beginning see a glimpse of the absolute nature, but at that point, it is still unclear. So unclear, you don't recognize still, don't understand. So there's also two things that, you know, the no understand the meaning is two things. If the who has like background, all this philosophy is through the like take longer way to get in the seeing, they understand, but who use this pit instruction seeing, we don't understand clear, no clear for us. So I share you this, what means seeing path. Seeing path is like, think about the Nagarjuna. The Buddha prophesies Nagarjuna. The Buddha prophesies Nagarjuna is, he said, 400 years are passed after Nagarjuna. He mentioned about the Nagarjuna's name, it comes. The person's realization is first seeing to me, first seeing to me. So Nagarjuna is first seeing to me, has realized. So then that seeing first to me, seeing Nagarjuna realization is not the someone like introducing us natural mind. They has like already practiced many lifetimes seeing the nature. You know, that seeing is very stable, understanding absolute truth. The seeing absolute truth. So that is called first Pimi Bodhisattva, seeing absolute truth. The first Pimi Bodhisattva, they understand absolute truth. They have lots of qualities. So we, you know, our case, this use this Mahamudra Pita instructions, teachers introduce natural mind. We also seeing the natural mind, but we don't recognize. We don't have that actually realized, but we understand. Kind of we understand, we don't have realized. If we don't practice, we can be lost. The Nagarjuna, the case, they never lost. They already has that realization. Okay? And the seeing part, what the Nagarjuna, this called the first primi Bodhisattva seeing means that seeing absolute truth. The seeing is same as the Buddha's seeing absolute truth. No difference. Same seeing, you know, the seeing means you see absolute truth. What is the Buddha has seeing is you see that. But its difference is the seeing primi Bodhisattva need to have to graduate meditation path. So you have to more familiarity, you have to more, you know, used to it that. Example is like you see the city, like you know, you see the city is like same as the absolute truth. You know, that is the only example. You see the city, but you don't know the city. But you seeing the city, but you don't know the city because you seeing first time, and you have to stay and have to learn, you know, many things there. You know all the in everything, you know, understanding clearly information. So the seeing is only not enough. So that's the example is like first maybe Bodhisattva is seeing, but they don't have familiarity. If I see someone, I recognize, oh, that is like the person, but I don't see the clearly all the faces, everything. Then, you know, my step is close to that person. I can see more clearly. But I seeing person is far away, but the person is correct. I understand all that person. But I cannot see the clearly because it's like I have to go close to see the clearly. So like that, you know, seeing part is. Nagarjuna is first maybe Bodhisattva, he is seeing part. So he has absolute truth realized. And that's the reason he understanding all these interdependent teachings. And the Buddha said, Nagarjuna is absolute truth Bodhisattva, first level for me Bodhisattva. What he talks teaching is unmistaken because he's seeing, he has seeing realization, seeing part realized. So then another case, you know, our case, teachers use spit instruction directly showing that absolute truth, but we don't have that realization. We have to practice. So that's why it's like familiarizing with it through practice. So now, if they become convinced with this nature, they have a glimpse, they can dispel obscurations and bring about all the awakening qualities without exception. Then this baby is like, first they see some kind of lights, they see the sun, but they don't know the sun, but slowly they recognize all the sun, you know. Then they know the sun's qualities like that, you know. We're seeing, then we have to meditate, then become more familiarity and habituate, you know, purify karma, and we get all our qualities, become we awaken Buddha. So our case is we're not going to like many lifetimes, you know, to try to get enlightenment. Our case, we try to one lifetime, this life wanted to get enlightenment, right? So that's the reason we use these pit instruction, and we get big door, okay? So we're not going to build the house, we're going to buy the house, okay? So don't lose the job. So maintain your job. That is the most important. The same is like we have to practice and meditate. So you practice and meditate, you get a goal. You know, even you don't do the hardship, you don't build the house, maintaining your job, but you get the goal. Even you don't know all these houses, everything, you know, You don't need to know where this each part of the where it come from, which company makes, you know, which kind of quality. You don't have to know anything, but you live. That's okay. Yeah. So then that's like what you need. You just the house give you shorter. Yeah. And long as you know cold, no heat, you have shorter. That's enough already. Then you don't need to know where is this come from. Everything details. So just keep pay the bear correctly, okay? So that is we have to practice our practice, keep maintaining, because we have special teachers that give empowerment for us, giving so many teachings for us, and so what we have to do, our job is we have to maintain and practice. So long as we maintaining our practice, we get our goal to when even we don't realize in this lifetime, we can realize in the Pardo. We can in the realization realize in the Pardo, to we can liberate in the Pardo. So that's the reason we have to rejoice ourselves. So then, therefore, give rise to diligence when meditate. See that we have to put our intelligence. We have to meditate. So good at the thing we know this, you know, instructions, Peter instructions. So we use this Peter instruction. Our teachers already give us. So now we use this practice and meditate. Even though the absolute nature is beyond signification and beyond words, it can be realized, for it is the nature of reality. So actually, see, even though the absolute nature is beyond signification, or we already talked yesterday a lot about this section. Absolute truth is beyond the words, beyond the expression, beyond signification, and beyond the words. It can be realized, but it can realize. Why we can realize? For it is the nature of reality. We have that nature, that's why we can realize. Even this nature beyond the words, beyond the expression, but still can realize. You know, that is a great thing, good thing. Still we can realize. This nature that can not be described is always with you. But we cannot describe this nature, but actually that nature is always with us. So know this right now, I'm going to share with you. This teaching is going to go into the Peter instruction way, not to follow the philosophical, you know, tradition. Otherwise, like you confused and hard, very difficult to understand. Also, have to take long time to explain. So now this is a Peter instruction. Okay. So this part is actually called Mahamudra section. The nature that cannot be described is always with you, connected to your own mind stream. See, connected with our mind stream. The nature is our mind stream. If you don't recognize, then that is called ordinary mind. If you recognize, that is the, you know, suchness nature, that is the nature of mind, reality, absolute truth. In fact, it has always already been the nature of your own mind. That has always been with us. This incredible nature is not worsening or degraded when you are under the control of negative emotions. So the nature is always be with us. Doesn't matter which kind of circumstances we have to through, you know. Sometimes our mind is like influenced by the negative emotions. Sometimes our mind is influenced by positive. you know, compassion, bodhicitta. But whatever come going on situations, natural mind is not increasing, not decreasing, always there. Always there, you know. Example is the same as the sun. Sun is under the thunderstorm or no any clouds. Sun is always there, nothing changed. So no lost, sun is there. Same like that, we get emotions or we don't have emotions. Our nature is never changed, always the same. And sometimes we reborn into the animal realms. This animal ignorance, natural mind is not decreasing. You know, if we reborn into hungry ghost, you know, obstacles like thirsty, hunger, sufferings, that obscurations cannot be decreasing natural mind. They reborn into the lower realm, hell realms. The hell realm sufferings never decreasing. The hell realm heat never burn the natural mind. That is the core. That's why it's called natural mind. The same as Vajra. You know, no decreasing, no increasing, always there. Same. That is called Vajra. You know, natural mind. So we have to know that. That's the reason we chant the mantra is Om Ah Hom, Om Ah Hom, Benzang Guru, Vajra, Om Vajra, Sato Samaya, or Vajra. Vajra means like actually talking about the natural mind. Natural mind is indestructible, you know. That's the reason it's called Vajra. Vajra is symbolized indestructible. No one can destroy the Vajra. So Vajra is same as the damning, you know, damning. Damning can destroy others. The other object cannot destroy damning. So like that, natural mind is the same as damning. Natural mind can destroy all the emotions. Emotions never destroy natural mind. So that's the reason it's called Vajra. And the natural mind is always with us, always there. But problem is we don't recognize. Why we don't recognize? Because our minds under the afflictive emotions, obscuration, afflictive emotions. Same as the clouds. Take clouds, cover the sun. So the indescribable nature is not worsened or degraded when you are under the control of negative emotions, never decreasing natural mind. This indescribable nature is not improved or enhanced when the inner awakening quality in your mind stream are unfolding and your realization is growing. So when you practice, you meditate, and growing your compassion, growing your bodhicitta, growing your wisdoms, you meditate practice, actually your natural mind is not growing. You know, you're just recognizing more clear and clear understanding, but not growing your natural mind. Natural mind is not decreasing, no increasing. So right now what we have, the exactly same, we have become Buddha, no increasing, no decreasing, same. That's the reason all sentient beings are Buddha. Okay, so that's we have to understand that. Regarding this, and describe nature and meditation. Regarding this, okay, so when enhance is growing. Regarding this, I see. Indescribable nature and meditation as Saraha says, there is not anything you are meditating on, but at the same time, there is not the slightest wavering or division, because there is nowhere else for mind to wander. So this Saraha says, actually meditation means like you don't have to like something. Meditate means like you're not going to do any actions there. Just recognize the nature. You just be there, but you don't have to do anything, doing something actions. Yeah. So that's the reason Saraha says there is not anything you are meditating on. Means nothing action there. You cannot do anything there. But at the same time, there is not the slightest wavering or division. So then also no any like, slightest wavering or division. Like mind is something wandering or follow the thoughts, emotions. It's nothing is actually that also exists there. Then what we have to do, because there is nowhere else for mind to wander, without anything to meditate on, and without the slightest wandering, then what do we have to do? Letting mind rest in its natural state without modification. This nature of mind is what we call Mahamudra. So that is called Mahamudra. No actions. And just relax your awareness. You don't have to do anything there. You think you're doing something, you think, oh, I'm remove my emotions. You put effort, that is no Mahamudra. And then of course, like you follow your thoughts, and here's wavering or divisions. That's also no Mahamudra. That's also no Mahamudra. Meditating means no effort doing something like, you tight, oh, I'm going to do something. No, like that. Meditation, actually Mahamudra is effortless. That's why it's like hard to understanding, because whatever we does is like too tight or too loose. We never stay in the balance there, nature state. We're going always two extremes. Just the problem is we don't know how to stay in the nature state. Relax. We always, Saman is like put effort. So then you put effort, you cannot find already wrong direction. So actually this is the easiest one, but we always create complicated, difficulties one. Hardest one. Like this nature is too close to us, that's why we don't recognize. Our eye is like the wrong direction, looking for out, not looking in. That's why not seeing this nature. So the nature is cannot this eye seeing. So we always seeing means look out, something, create, looking out object. Then looking something object, because it's already wrong direction, not seeing. That is too close with us. Nature is too subtle. We don't recognize. This eye, you can see far away big things, but you cannot see the close here. You need a mirror to see. Without a mirror, you cannot see here this area, right? Your eye cannot see, it's too close for you. Like that, your natural mind, we cannot see. We need something, bit instructions. And pointing us. Recognize this I cannot see. So that's called. That's why it's called pita instruction. That's why it's called the Mahamudra. And without the slightest wandering, letting mind rest in its natural state without modification. This nature of mind is what we call Mahamudra. In this meditation with the mind, brain, see meditation actually nothing do, but we don't have words to say. That's why we always call meditate. Meditate means like we have to do something, you know, and we don't have the words to explain the nature. So then, because we follow the words, that's why we get wrong, you know. Yesterday I shared with you, we pointing finger, pointing moon, but actually people look the moon, they don't see the moon. Look to the finger, I mean, look to the finger, don't look to the recognize the moon, like that. And we use this word, but actually this word really cannot share this nature and describe. That's why it's the nature mind is beyond the words, beyond the expression. But even this is beyond the expression, beyond the words, but we recognize because this is reality. Always be with us. How to recognize this? Through the meditate. So meditate, the words also actually incorrect, but we don't have any other words to use. Yeah, so meditation, like we think is like something effort to do something, but actually means effortless. Okay, letting mind rest in this natural state without modification. This natural mind is what we call Mahamudra. That word is like you memorize, okay? In this meditation, with mind, brain awareness, not wandering, if we remind under the watchful eye of awareness, without contrivance, this is how we will awaken the wisdom of meditation. So, in this meditation, with mind being aware and not wandering, if we remain under the watchful eye of awareness, without contrivance, very profound word. This word is. This is how we awaken the wisdom of meditation. But then because our problem is with mind being aware and not wandering, that is very hard. Our mind is already used to already follow the thought, wandering. You know, not wandering means that is the hardest. So when you meditate, yeah, this is my natural mind, already lost. That's not, because already you're wandering. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is my shamatha meditate. Yeah, this is my natural mind. It's already you're wandering. Mind being aware, not wandering. Okay, not wandering. That is the hardest to stay. The problem is we already used to always wandering. So whatever says, we bring the conceptual thoughts. This meditation is non-conceptual, but we does everything is like conceptual. Everything is like bring our imagination wandering here. So that's why it's lost. This is so subtle, easily lost. Then, if we remain under the watchful eye of awareness, not this eye, okay? This eye cannot watch. This eye, you can watch your kids, your dogs, your cats, you know, you can watch this eye, but this natural mind, you cannot watch this eye. And who can watch natural mind? Then awareness without contrivance. So that's the thing, without contrivance. So then this is how we awaken the wisdom of meditation. That is the where we have to meditate. Okay, so actually that nature mind we're talking about is not hard, but problem is we always like brain thinking is like conceptual thought. So that's why the problem is. So that section is Mahamudra. Mahamudra. What means Mahamudra? Some people ask what means Mahamudra. That is Mahamudra. Some people say what is means pit instruction. So that is pit instruction. So right now what we share that section, if you follow like that, then not you build the house, you buy the house, okay? So then what we have to do, we have to meditate, practice, maintaining. Okay, so now we go to the next one. Sawa Ngempe Imbala. So why we can, we sometimes we recognize that, we understand that, because through the pit instruction, then our realized teachers introduce us, you know, then like another is our karma, we have connections, and the pit instruction, our realized teachers giving these teachings for us, we kind of like recognize understanding. But what our problem? You know, those who are lost in the distraction of unwholesome worldly activities. Okay? So same is like, you know, our parents give us heritage something, you know. So they say you maintaining, we do maintaining like that. So our realize the teachers, they give us this special pit instructions, treasures give us, but we don't, you know, take care that. We don't take care that. We don't protect that. So that means we are crazy. Okay. So some like think about your parents give you treasure, you don't take care that. So someone take away from you, then that means like you are crazy, right? We say, oh, that person's crazy because they don't take care. Or you just, some parents give you like, parents give you treasures, you just that share to like maybe a couple $100. You don't recognize that is treasure, it costs $1 million, you don't recognize, you just share a couple $100, or you change over the one food like that, you know. So we get this treasure, we have this pita instructions, so we have to maintain and we have to practice, we have to take care of that. We cannot lost. So this line refers to those who, though they have the instruction on how to sustain the nature awareness of mind nature, do not remain in the natural uncontrolled state of mind as expressed above. So then, if we have this instruction, we know sustain the nature awareness of mind nature. If we don't sustain this nature, then we don't recognize in the pardo too. So you already know, if you don't recognize in this nature in the pardo, what happened, you know, so I don't have to explain. Yeah, so that's the reason we have to meditate. Otherwise, in the pardo, we're going to the intermediate state of rebirth pardo, then it's endless suffering. We don't want to go in there, you know. So we wanted to liberate in the reality, pardon. So we wanted to liberate in the reality, pardon. We have to meditate. We have to sustain this nature, awareness of the mind nature. Did not remain in the natural uncontroversial state of mind as expressed above, but instead succumb, right? Succumb to the distraction of ignorance. See, that is our obscurations. We have this bit instruction, we get these teachings, but we don't practice, we don't use. So then just like same is like, you know, parents give us like treasure, we don't take care. So that our spiritual realizer teachers give bit the instruction for us, we don't maintain it, you know, we don't meditate. So this is like today is Tibetan called Jorjang. Jorjang means like reminder again. You know, I've reminded you, I'm not introducing your natural mind, okay? So we already get, you know, Pita instructions, our spiritual holy teachers give us, introduce natural mind. So now I remind you again. We remind, so we you know, remind each other together. So also we recognize our problems. Pita instruction is like pointing, oh, you have this wrong. You have changed this problem. So that is called Pita instruction. This is distraction of ignorance, laziness and idleness. So that's our problems. We have laziness and idleness. Because reason is we have so many distractions of ignorance. We wanted to practice, but they always going on something. When you don't want to meditate, right away something come out in your mind. Say, oh, I have to go to grocery, you know, buy these things. Then you remind, oh, I have to buy this, I need this, I need that. So many come out. So then your mind is not let you to stay meditate. Lots of distractions. That is one is ignorance, and another is called, it's also our laziness. Because we think it's worldly activity is most important. If we don't do that, we think we're going to lose something. Yeah, we think it's so important, these worldly things. We cannot give up because already mind is used to that. You know, when you meditate more and more, what do you realize? Oh yeah, I don't have really to do that. That kind of, you know, comes to you. Then that time is like you get more into meditate. Sometimes like you think, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this. You know, so many things come out. You really look to your mind, relax, stay, and then you see, oh, I don't have to do this. If I don't do this, or nothing is really going to be wrong, then you can do meditate. So we have to create that more and more first through the awareness. Because first you think, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this. If I don't do this, like something is wrong. So you think I have to do this, I have to do this. If you think that, you follow that, you never get time to meditate. So that time, what we have to do, look to our, you know, ourself and awareness, watch awareness, mindful. Okay, think about, oh, I have really to do or not. If I don't do this, it's okay or not. So you think that way, and then many things not important. Many things not important. Then you have time to do, practice. Example, oh, I have to cook lunch, I have to go grocery. So then you have that mind, you go to grocery, buy things, come back, oh, then you cook. You don't have time to meditate and you don't have listening, teaching. So, okay, I don't have to do because, oh, relax, oh, I have food, something in the refrigerator, or I can use, make something, it's easy, that is, I just eat. I go to listening, teaching. See, you get time to do that, meditate, practice, but you don't recognize that. So that's the problem, our problem. Make sense or no? We have that problem, right? We always does like that, everything. So if you see some small circumstances take you to too much, first very small tiny something that take you too much become, then you stuck there already. Okay, you think about, oh, I need a tomato. So actually, without a tomato, you can cook and you can just relax there, but you don't think, oh, I need a tomato. You go to Dove, go to grocery, maybe you get a speed ticket, or you you get accident, or you get something going on. Then like that, people always happening like that. The mind never let go even small tiny things. Then that become make you worse and worse, stuck in that many situations. Then we always stuck with worldly activities. Yeah. So we can many things let go, but that we don't recognize. We don't recognize that because the reason is we already used to that. So what we have to change is like your mindful awareness, mindful. So morning you wake up, I have to do this, I have to do this. So many comes into your mind, your head. Just relax yourself. If I have to really go to do this, or I have to do something simple way, I don't have to go there, just a phone call. Oh, that's great, got it done. Or you have to phone call, how many takes time? Maybe you have to talk hours, or just send a text message. I don't have to talk lots. Text message takes maybe 5 minutes. So solve problem, 1 hour solve problem, that you have time already there. So you can have to think that way, change your situations. Situations never change you. You have to change your situation. So then we have time to do practice. Otherwise, always going on something. Okay, so I think everyone get. So you have to know your situation. You have to change your situation. Just the most important is like you really love to what you have to do or not. You can some is you can go letting go, nothing important. Some you can change like more simple ways. You don't have to go complicate. So take easy yourself. Then you get more time. Use a simple method. Done the job. Don't stuck in there with your situation, job. Okay, so that's our thought, but I don't know your thought. That's our thing. We can change it like that way. So no, this is the reason sentient beings experience uninterrupted suffering in the realm of samsara. So our beginning last time until no, we did it like that, always follow. That's why we didn't get time to practice Dharma. So even like right now, we have Pita instruction, we have this holy beings introduce us natural mind, but we don't practice. We don't take care our treasure things. We take care only, so important for us garbage things. We don't take care our treasures. So like that, okay. Sometimes it looks like we are like mental problem people. Mental problem people. what they do, they're all collecting garbage cans. That thing that is so important for them. That's a treasure for them. They take care of that. But we see that is no use for, nothing useful, and nothing important. But they don't let go of that. Okay, so they're collecting this all garbage. Same like that. Who has higher realizers? They see we are also crazy. We are also crazy. You know, we take care so important this nothing important things. So that's why Milarepa sees some Sarai sentient beings crazy. Some Sarai sentient beings see Milarepa as crazy. So who is really crazy? Actually, of course, some Sarai beings really crazy. And during the Milarepa time, these hunters always see the Milarepa. They go to the mountains, hunt these wild animals. So they see the Milarepa. They say, "Oh, poor guy, you young, you can do something. Why you sacrifice yourself? Terrible. Your life is terrible. Poor guy, never reborn. Same as you." So they'll say like that, you know. Then Milarepa see that guy is really terrible, because these guys like create no virtuous deeds, and they're just killing animals. Like the animals, you get care that animals, and just you get one cup of food. That's it. These hunters get care the animals that they make one food. Next day you have to go care again animals. You don't have food again. You know. So then actually see these hunters create so much no virtuous deeds. What they're doing is really terrible, crazy, due to their ignorance, due to their karma. They don't recognize what they're doing. They think they're doing is correct. Their drawing is perfect. But they see Milarepa is doing terrible. They say, join with us, you know, hunt animals. So Milarepa see them is they're terrible, but they see Milarepa is terrible. So they're not only them, you know, even Milarepa's sister said, please don't do like this, my brother. I'm really shy, you know, I'm really shy you do like that. Please don't do. She's shy, because Milarepa, no food, no clothes, stay in the mountains. And she said, please don't do like that, you know, you can do better than this. She told Milarepa, I saw many Dharma practitioners, no one does like that, you doing. The lamas go to and
Ashamed, not shy. Do you mean ashamed?
Yeah, shame or shy, you know, like
Shamed.
same, right? Shamed.
Shy is a little different.
What's the difference?
Shy is something about your own personality. It's not about being a little withdrawn and timid.
Okay, then shame is better. Shamed.
Yeah, ashamed.
Yeah, shamed. Yeah, this Tibetan is like kind of, I think, is a similar word, the sha and the shames. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So that's you know, she told him, Milarepa, you can do better than this. If you are Dharma practitioner, just come and do something, prayers for other people. They give you food, and if I can ask some teachers, so you can be attending for other teachers. They give you just job, you know, attending other teachers. Then they give you food, you know, that you can follow that. You can have better life. So, you know, do that. She told him. He said, no, I'm not that ready. He said, I'm not that ready to do. I have to do practice myself. Actually, Milarepa is much better than who does that, you know. Not only attending, who is the like me Lama, and the Milarepa is much better than them, but he just, so her sister say, I request that other teachers, like you get job for attending. So like that, you know, and then that's where it's like sometimes also we don't recognize who's practitioner, who's not practitioner. We don't know. So who's realizer, who's not realizer, we don't know because due to our ignorance. Buddha said, don't judge other people, judge yourself. Long as you don't have realized, don't judge others. Means like just don't investigate others because we don't know. Yeah, so we have to recognize that, and we cannot pointing other people's problems. We don't know. That's all the hunters pointing Malarepa his problems. But Malarepa actually is pure. He didn't have any problems. They think his problem, but they don't recognize their own problems. And so now the root of all phenomena comes down to our own mind. So what do we have to practice? Practice means like all is come down, everything is put effort is our mind. We have to subdue our crazy mind. So this is the inner practice, phenomena come down to our own mind. Saraha makes this point. Saraha says, it is this very mind for itself that is the seeds of everything. Emanating samsara in the nirvana, bestowing the fruit of our desires through this wish fulfilling giver like mine are posted. So Saraha, what he says, it is this very mind itself that is the seed of everything. So where is nirvana come from? Nirvana come from your mind. Where is samsara come from? Samsara is come from your mind. So that's why all seeds of everything is our mind. Emanating samsara in the nirvana. So mind emanating samsara in the nirvana. Mind is projecting everything. So long as mind is be with emotions, is samsara is projecting there. Mind is be with bodhicitta, wisdom, already nirvana is projecting. So you cannot destroy your emotions. You have to subdue our mind. Means like you say, oh, I'm going to fight with my anger. You really cannot fight with anger. You have to fight with your crazy mind. And so bestowing the fruit of our desires means like, which is your desire means whatever you do, that is arise. You do worldly activities, samsara desire is arise. You do the practice of dharma, nirvana desire is arise. So that is always come from mind projected. To this wish fulfilling giver like mind, actually mind is the same as wish fulfilling giver because of mind bestow everything. Whatever your desire, that is arise. I posted, so he said, I posted my mind. In other words, all the defects associated with the samsara arise in dependence upon the mind. So where is the samsara is come from? It's our mind. Other words, all the defects associated with the samsara arise in depending upon the mind. It's everything is dependent for mind. Samsara. Similarly, all the good quality associated with nirvana arise in the depending upon the mind. So then when we do not apply ourselves to recognize the nature of mind, which we do not yet recognize, and instead we remain lost in the destruction of unwholesome activities in this core samsara. So if we don't meditate, we don't practice, we don't recognize our mind, When we follow the, worldly activities, mind is followed by the thoughts and the emotions become, then, so we are stuck in samsara. We are remain lost in the destruction of unwholesome activity in this called samsara. Recognize the nature of mind is the path of nirvana. So you recognize natural mind, let go all these worldly activities, let go all the emotions into your natural state, you have become nirvana. But without this recognition, sentient beings are lost in the destruction of unwholesome worldly activities. Why is this samsara beings in samsara? Because they don't recognize. We didn't recognize our natural mind. They don't recognize their own natural mind. So that's the reason sentient beings are lost in the destruction of unwholesome worldly activities. Thus we pray. That's the reason we pray for supplication to Tara. So now we supplication pray for Tara is Yom Temple Lami chapter. So Mother, embodiment of perfect mindfulness, please protect us. So with supplication to mindfulness Tara. Without one mindfulness, that's why we are stuck in samsara. So without mindfulness, we don't recognize what we're doing. We don't know what is very important. We don't know what is not important. Without mindfulness, so you don't recognize your natural mind. You don't see your natural mind. Your mindfulness need to watch your mind nature, not this eye watch your mind nature. Awareness, mindful, need to watch our mind nature. We have to see the mind nature and maintain and practice that. So that's the reason we supplication to mindful, mindfulness. This is perfect mindfulness is absolute truth, Tara. So very important. Yes, great section this. Though sentient beings may have glimpses into the inner nature of mind. So those sentient beings means like actually who get instructions. Who get instruction? Actually, this is those sentient beings may have a glimpse into the inner nature of mind. Everyone has this inner nature of mind. Glimpse into the inner nature of mind, but we don't recognize that's like when we nyiktokshe means like deep sleeping, and suddenly you wake up. Also, you have this glimpse into the inner nature of mind, but no one recognize. And then also sometimes like people lose consciousness. Jarsang is like get right away, like mind come back, is like a word like this glimpse into the inner nature of mind. And then some also says like Tantra teaching says like when the secure is doing like something, like yab yong or secure is like that. Also that time is like you get in that, this drops like kind of attach somewhere. It's like a glimpse arise, but no recognize. So that's the reason. Though sentient beings may have this glimpse into inner nature of mind, many times arise this nature of mind, but we don't recognize because it's too short. No one has kind of a familiarity. Yeah. So we don't have this familiarity. We don't recognize. That's the reason in the Pardo also all these sentient beings has. We already talked this glimpse into inner nature mind is arise. That's the inner reading of ground arise. So same thing, different words, but main point is the same. The inner readings arise. This Pardo beings recognize, no recognize, right? We recognize. We already talked that teaching. So all the Pardo beings has arise this nature, but they don't recognize. Those sentient beings may have glimpse into inner nature of mind, so difficult to realize. because they do not have experience familiarize themselves with this nature, they become lost in the distraction of meaningless activities. So that is have to think about ourselves, okay? So now, of course, we have bit instructions. Teacher use bit instruction introduce us this glimpse into inner nature of mind. Introduce us. That is very difficult to realize, but this bit instruction teachers introduce us. We recognize, but we do not practice. We didn't practice. That is our problem. And because then also we have do not have experience familiarized. We have to, what we have to do now, our job is we have to familiarize. We have to get experience. We have to familiarize this nature, you know, this glimpse into inner nature of mind. They become lost in the distraction of meaningless activities. So because we get so much distraction, meaningless activities. So why is we call meaningless activities? When we die, whatever worldly activity is meaningless. Temporarily, not meaningless, but actually when we die, it's meaningless. So we cannot put 100% effort to the worldly activities. We just have to put 50-50, it's great, you know. Even you cannot put 50-50, but you put 10% for practice, that's also great. If 10% put activity for Dharma, 90% you can put activity for worldly activity, but 10% you put for practice Dharma, that's also give us, you know, familiarize, and that 10% also give us experience. So if you can do the 50-50, that is great. So we put 10% is also, that is great. And some in the Tibetan, some these yogis practitioners, before they test themselves, they have these instructions that checking themselves, you know, mindful awareness, watch themselves. What they did, 100 black stones, 100 white stones put in the front of them, and they watch awareness themselves. When their minds follow the distraction, they put in the black stone, and when mind is into the, you know, this and glimpse or into the nature, meditate, they put one white stone and they count. They also like get like maybe 95 is black stone, only 5% get white stones. So even they are practitioners, then their practice use that mind for again, mind for meditate, then the less black stone is more white stones become 50-50, then that is great, you know. Do you get or no? Understand, yeah? Okay.
Yes, Khenpo.
Then okay, so become lost in the distraction of meaningless activity. We are supplication in awareness. We supplication to in awareness, not the auto form Tara. We supplication to the absolute truth Tara in awareness. The automate mindfulness as absolute truth Tara to take form. Then also to take form in the relatively true appearance of Mother Tara and protect us from the distraction of unwholesome activity. These supplications we can use like relatively truth Tara, absolute truth Tara. See, so absolute Tara is like automate mindfulness. Supplication to our mindfulness. That is Tara, absolute truth Tara. And then also so that absolute Tara is take form in the relative true appearance, means like we visualize the Tara and then of Mother Tara protect us from the destruction of unwholesome activity. We can do supplication to Tara, relative to the Tara and absolute truth Tara. So that is supplication activity Tara. So we finish that section. That is the another. We just finished one. The supplication is what they call the sentence, like one solo guys, 4 sentence. Verses one. We finish one verses. Okay, so we can stop there, and if you have questions, morning section, we can finish morning section. Anyone has any questions?
Khenpo,
Marilyn, I sent you, oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 questions in the chat room. I'll send them to you, Marilyn. But.
Okay. Go ahead, Thomas.
I just said thank you.
Did you want to ask your question, Thomas?
No, I said thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just a minute.
Khenpo, I have a question. Do I have to type it or can I just ask?
You can
ask, yes.
So I want to ask you, like, how can you transform part of your day, for example, when you're working, into practice and do the best of it with being aware and turning the mind to Dharma?
It's have to meditate 4 thoughts. Morning, when you wake up, have to cultivate precious human body. That also helps for, then your day is like, oh, I wanted to do something, you cultivate precious human body that give you, then they bring more mindfulness. So then you can meditate that, you can see what you have to do that day. Just day by day you organize, morning. That's okay, or yes?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that helps.
Good is like always meditate like the precious human body. We have to recognize that. Then just mindful awareness. What you have to do, what you don't have to do something, Okay, then.
Okay.
Thank you, Khenpo.
You're welcome.
May I ask a question added on to that one? So, how do you determine what's important and what's not important to do in your day? That's, it's so habitual just to follow those same patterns. Is that wisdom too? And how do we develop that? Like sometimes everything seems important, right? How do you determine as you wake up, oh, well, I can let that go.
So just have to do something, you breathe out and recognize, okay, so important or not. Then if something you're going on, actually, dependent situation, right? Situation, everything is dependent, really. So you have to just mindful, relax awareness. That's so many teachings already give us relax awareness. Don't do act right away. In the Pardo teaching, we share lots. Pardo beings also like same as right now we're doing, that they fears that does that. That's reason in the Pardo teaching, don't follow, just recognize first, relax. So that's, good thing. Whatever we does, like just relax and think about how to done, have to do or not.
And
Yeah.
I think the more you meditate, the other things becoming less and less important.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, 100%. So that is like dependent, situation. The spiritual part is become more strong, and like you recognize worldly things less important. Worldly activity, like this is so strong, then spiritual is less, kind of important for them. So that's that like that.
Khenpo,
Yes.
many of our daily activities are things we can multitask. We can do chores and we can do Dharma practice at the same time of doing chores or walking or exercising or driving on a long drive, many things like that. So sometimes it's fun to do mantras. Sometimes it's fun to think about, be meditating on an object or on an idea, and sometimes it's just nice to rest the mind. So
Yes. Yeah, that is great to do every day. Bring, just all activities in the mindfulness, Dharma. So long as you have a mindfulness, you can do lots of things. Practice Dharma. Problem is no mindfulness. Long as we have mindful, always we can do something. They always have time to do something. Yeah, then mindful is how to get mindful. That is the question. Because we talk about mindfulness, we always just say that, but then we don't get mindfulness. And mala is holding your hand. That's also give you mindful. And then put the picture in your car. And kind of a Tara or any Yadam that is picture in your car, Amitabha, like that's also you see that give you mindful. And then just play mantras. And when you go in the hiking, just before when you hike, and just let it be relaxed awareness and mindful. Okay, so this hiking is I want to use for my meditation. So something you just can do like that way, can bring awareness. Then long as you have awareness, you can do lots practice Dharma.
Khenpo, is it
Yeah.
okay to accumulate mantras without the mala?
Without mala you can do, but it's mala give you more mindful.
Mm-hmm. Like if you're using your hands to do work and but you're reciting the mantras, is it okay to
Yes. Actually
yeah.
you are okay, but the problem is the loose awareness, loose mindful. And long as you have mala is a hand, that's give you mindful. And if you count or say, okay, today I chant 1,000, or then tomorrow you chant, I can do 1,500. Like that, the counting, mantra, and holding the mala in your hand, that's always give you mindful and effort.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't count, like, okay, today I get 1,000, so tomorrow you chant, okay, I'm going to get more than 1,000. So that give you more effort. If you don't chant, like count today, you don't know how much yesterday. So today, then you just go, so like, easy, you don't think about it. So otherwise, like, if you have mindful, you have effort, then mala and the contents, this is also not important. But give you mindful effort.
I have a question, Khenpo.
Yes.
This is Ed. I'm really, in this last few slides, I really got totally confused. I'm trying to understand. I'm having trouble with nature of mind, understanding of mind, and is the mind the seed of awareness? So I'm lost in that maze right there. Can you help with some words?
Yeah. So that is like always no any thoughts. You don't have any thoughts. Then you just log to your mind, no any thoughts. So that is talking about the natural mind. So you can release like your, like, you know, thoughts, of course, emotion. No thoughts, they no emotion. Release the thoughts, emotion, and then just relax your mind and log to your mind with awareness. So that's then you recognize. It's actually nothing to see there, nothing to see. You cannot find something, you know, don't think about I'm going to log something, find something. You cannot find anything. No seeing is seeing. No finding is you found. No thoughts, awareness, log to yourself. You know, your mind is become peacefully abide. That is the you have to recognize.
Okay, so once we understand how the mind works, is the mind become something we're battling with? Is the mind a distraction in that case?
Can you say again?
I don't know if I can say the same words all over again. If we understand how the mind operates and we continue on to awareness, does the mind become something that we are battling with? Does the mind end up becoming a hindrance? Maybe that's the right way to say it.
Hindrance.
An obstacle.
So mind is no cooperate anything. What is that? That is, you know, mind is not any cooperated. You say some is cooperated, right? So don't cooperate anything.
No, what I am saying, I think, is the mind. Does the mind become an obstacle? Does it get in the way of the path to awareness?
Mind is the obstacle given to path on the. I don't understand that yet. I don't get that.
And are you thinking of mind as the brain, like our thoughts? And because I don't think that's what Khenpo's referring to.
Let's see here. Hold on a sec. We were talking about the mind, the defects associated with samsara arise in dependence upon the mind. And then we say all the good qualities associated with nirvana arise in dependence upon the mind, which suggests that we should not be focusing on the mind. We should be focusing on just understanding how the mind works. That's what's being said to me. And if that's the case, then it appears that the mind becomes a obstacle or something that prevents you from reaching awareness.
So who understands it clearly? Anyone?
I can attempt to say something to that, Khenpo, with your permission.
Yes.
I think the way that I see it is that we overcome our afflictive emotions and we look at the mind to see how it works in order to achieve enlightenment. I don't think there is a relationship to where we see that as the enemy, as something that we battle with, but more like it to something that is always present, something that we have to recognize every moment, and just be aware of that.
So are we saying, do we think we're saying it's like when you're meditating, thoughts pop up and thoughts ends up becoming a distraction? Is it the same thing?
I think they can become a distraction if you allow them to become a distraction. But if you're aware of the thoughts arising, it's just kind of like you just allow them to arise and then they will dissolve themselves.
Okay, so are we also saying that the mind is going to operate how it wants to, and that's something you should ignore?
It will always, it's not necessarily ignoring, but it's more like becoming aware of it, the way that I see it.
Okay.
And because the thoughts are always going to be there as long as we are in samsara.
But what if
So in
it's
that, go ahead.
like an emotion comes from the body? So like suffering can begin in the gut, or suffering can begin from an obscuration that's in the body and translates into the mind. And that's sometimes a difficulty to overcome, because it's not just a thought that's arising, it's actually a physiological state, right?
I think it starts with a thought and you can feel it in your body. There are certain emotions that definitely can feel in your body. Sometimes you can feel it in your head, sometimes in your throat, sometimes in your heart, sometimes all over your body. But it might start as a thought, it might be, and everything is a compound of circumstances that we're in. So it doesn't necessarily, I think, again, this is my 2 cents advice here, but it doesn't always start with our body, but also with everything else that is around us, right? With the people around us, with the circumstances that we live in, and that, of course, has an influence on our mind and body.
I don't know if that's right, though, if we think about interdependence, because we have body, speech, and mind.
Mm-hmm.
And with interdependence and the recognition of that interdependence, that's how we achieve the emptiness, right? So if it's an affliction that comes in any one of the states, then do you have something to say, Mary? If there's an affliction that comes from any one of the states, then yes, it goes to samsara, or yes, it goes to mind, ultimately, because that's where we achieve the primordial wisdom and the truth, right? The emptiness, the truth, emptiness, and connect with the Buddha field. I don't know. I know I've been having suffering this week, and it comes from.
Okay, so
The
thank
body.
you. I think what's coming to my mind now is non-duality. I was caught in duality, if you will, with a good and a bad. I think that going beyond, knowing how the mind operates and understanding that helps you go beyond duality. We reach non-duality. I think that's
Yes, think about
that's
no
the answer.
duality.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're talking about no duality. So we investigation, like dualistic investigating no dualistic. That's why the kind of we are stuck there.
Uh-huh.
Dualistic mind investigating no dualistic. So that is the wrong. That's why the problem is.
Could
Mind
you,
have to relax, let go means like just no effort, no meditate. That is very important. No meditation, no effortless, no dualistic, no conceptual. See?
So you have to follow the pit instructions. Then you have to stop asking questions and meditate and look for.
Yeah. Words don't start with the words. The words even I told the meditation words also incorrect. The words didn't get the meaning.
Yeah.
Maybe getting mixed up the heart mind and the thinking mind, like they're different.
brain?
Right? The heart mind is what we need to come from.
Yeah, but then you keep on putting names on it. If you keep on putting names on it, then it doesn't work anymore, because then you're not meditating on Mahamudra.
Yeah, you need to
exactly
thinking mind.
So
Well,
stop thinking.
Interdependence. That there's no body suffering without the mind, no mind suffering without the speech,
Yeah, but the mind is the one that guides everything.
They're
Because
all empty.
the body and the speech are subdued, are in the mind. The mind is the one. The mind is
But I
the final
don't mind
thing.
without the body.
The mind is the one that is going to take us in the bardo.
True.
So that's the only thing that we have to follow. That's my thought.
So, Karim, you said that you have a said mind is body. What is it? Suffering together.
The suffering.
Karen?
If I'm having my gut is responding to watching a man die on the street. Okay. So then my gut is sick from this, and then it translates to my mind, but maybe my speech is accentuated, and then the suffering is coming from. But really, they're interdependent.
That is called auto levels interdependent. Auto level, like everything is connections, but that is a gross level interdependent. But subtle level interdependent, recognize nature, absolute truth means more subtle beyond that.
To release it, right?
Yes.
The mind, and then it goes to emptiness.
Yes. So that is like called gross level interdependent.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually that means like everything is interdependent. It's nothing is exist permanently, inherently there, because gross level interdependent we recognize. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course like your body mind is connected, means like our mind right now has grasping, self and grasping. So that's the reason all this is like, we have sufferings, painful, all this going on. That is like delusions. That's why we have this. We don't recognize that. It's one day we recognize the selflessness of a person, then no painful, no suffering.
Can you say that again?
Selflessness of a person meditation, selflessness of a person.
Okay.
We have to get that realization, then no pain, no suffering.
Okay.
Until that, we are suffering.
Can altruism cause suffering?
Huh?
Altruism.
Altruism means?
My compassion for what I'm seeing, my wish to bodhisattva benefit all sentient beings.
Mm.
Can that cause the suffering?
That is introduce the suffering.
What is it?
That is the purify suffering. Yes.
Okay. It's a purified suffering?
Yes.
I don't like
Compassion
suffering.
itself can hurt, right? Just that the compassion itself can be sort of a bittersweet, painful thing of its own.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So,
See you later. Khenpo, I have a quick question.
Yes.
When you were studying, like when at the Shedra and everyone's studying philosophy, do you come up with common definitions so that everybody has the same kind of concept of like what is mind, what is Buddha nature? As Raul was saying, of course, realization of that is quite different, but having just a common definition where everybody understands this is what we're talking about when we say mind or sem, or this is what we talk about when we're talking about Buddha nature. Is that true in the Shedras? Are there common definitions of that, or no, or does it change? That's not realization. That's just our conceptual mind creating that definition.
So what is
so when when you're reading a text and it's saying mind, do you have a definition? And does everyone like when they're talking about the same definition for mind?
Of course, everyone has just, we say mind, right?
Uh-huh.
So we have a mind, we have a Buddha nature.
Uh-huh.
So these two things, right?
Uh-huh.
So then that is a different, that is the, everyone said that, yeah.
Okay. Well, in our context of this teachings of Tara, what is our definition of mind and what is our definition of nature of mind?
What means? I don't get exactly.
Well, how do we define mind? What are we talking about when we say mind?
Who can find? No one can find mind. We're not looking finding mind. We recognize nature.
Is mind our thoughts? Is mind our brain?
No mind is no thoughts, mind is no brain. That's why I cannot show. Telepathy, I cannot show you. Please think that, okay? If mind can show, is then not everyone have this difficulty in the heart, right?
Okay.
So I cannot show you.
So going back to Ed's
Recognize
original,
your mind nature. So that's it. We need shoes.
Okay. Very good.
Very good. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care and enjoy. Come back to 4 o'clock and the East Coast time. 3 hours break. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Khenpo.
Khenpo.
Thank you,
Bye.
Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo.